What is up, Dungeoneers? Welcome back to the Nexus. As always, I am your host, Azriel, and today I am joined by normally my director, but I guess today is my co-host, until we can figure out the remote direction thing because of COVID. That is CR.
Hi, hello. It is I, the hand.
Yeet. And we are also joined by Axion tonight for another episode of the Everyday Dungeoneer. I'm super excited to hear what kind of model you've got for me.
I'm going with the bare minimum, so
the bare minimum.
I'm gonna let you run with it.
Oh boy, that's always fun. Okay, yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so well, first questions first before we do anything else. We gotta know, what is your class and alignment?
Oh God, I haven't played D&D since forever. Because I'm a World of Darkness person. I'm definitely usually chaotic good. I can answer that one.
Okay, cool.
And chaotic good to chaotic neutral spectrum.
Okay.
And I don't know. Most often I end up playing a rogue.
Sweet. Yeah, rogues are always fun.
Yeah, I like the sneaking.
Definitely, and I think one of my favorite parts about rogue characters is the ingenuity. Like they're usually your MacGyvers. They'll put together like improvised weapons and stuff and use them like
they get to kind of fudge it and like all my bad, well, not necessarily bad ideas, but all my ideas that I rely on the rest of the party to make not so bad. It's really fun.
So, all right, let's go ahead and dive into Gravity Sketch here. And
these come together so quickly.
There we go. Also, for everybody in chat, obviously we do not have Sal on Dark Cloak tonight. I do apologize. Of course, I put the wrong name on the Go Live. So until we get this figured out, I apologize for any mistakes.
I fixed that.
Oh, you fixed it. Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I was talking about that like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
It's okay, buddy. I got you. Don't worry.
Awesome.
I'm not there, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Which is nice because now you actually get to like talk as opposed
sleep.
to
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Take a nap.
Take a nap in my chair. Ugh.
He's just gonna post that. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
I love that you get a kick out of it.
Can't help it.
So we're gonna grab you and bring you over here. Hello.
It's VR time, oh yeah.
It is indeed. So so you said absolute bare minimum. What is absolute bare minimum here?
Okay. I want you to design a spaceship that can be piloted by the physical body of the person who is flying it, by their movements. So it's like, you know how you're sculpting in VR?
Yeah.
Turn that into piloting a spaceship.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Most certainly do this.
With the person inside, please.
Okay. I can do this. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in low poly. So instead, I think I'm going to try this one in high poly for tonight.
Oh, word.
We're going to be using
Oh man, that's a special.
All right. So, CR, do you have a timer handy, my friend?
Go ahead.
Standing. All right. So
it's not necessarily a timer, just the concept of time. Yes.
Right.
That's the concept of time. I have one of those. Yeah, sure.
I have it only when I need it.
I've seen it somewhere around here. Sure, I can find it. Thanks, by the way, Reaver. Appreciate that. You think I have a nice voice. That's very kind of you. Look, there's your little person. Little human being.
Is this a new building?
It is. There were some major updates that were done to Gravity Sketch over the weekend, and I thoroughly like them. They've definitely made a big difference. We're gonna go ahead and put the layer here.
Oh, that's so cool. I love watching this come together. I really do.
Yeah?
I haven't even started yet. You need to calm down.
It's just totally different from anything I ever work with or even witness very often, especially since you're doing it in VR, which is just really fun.
It is definitely, it has become by far my favorite medium.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's the kind of thing I don't want to do. I'm pretty sure I watched Sal work in Blender like once, and I was like, yeah, okay, good luck with that. Like,
Right.
like whatever this fucking dark magic is that you're doing, I'm just gonna loiter over here and be like, well, that looks fucking weird, and you're gonna be like, it's not done. I have to do this. I gotta do the thing, and I'll be like, cool. I have faith. Am I blasting the levels a little?
Az might have to turn you down in Discord a little bit, or maybe we'll just switch to ASMR mode.
It's ASMR.
Oh shit!
I mean, ASMR mode is always appreciated, I think.
Look at
I
those,
mean,
those polys. Oh my god!
so many polys.
So many triangles.
So many triangles.
We're gonna
Sorry, go ahead.
I need more triangles. I need more squares. So yeah, you'll have to. I'll leave that to y'all if I'm blasting the levels.
I can't see the levels.
Let me go ahead and take a quick look here. We'll
Take
see.
a quick gander.
Yeah, the universe has to adjust to me. I'm basically a black hole.
Yeah, I can turn it down just a little bit. Go ahead and give me a quick test, please.
I'm testing the microphone like a professional. Look at me go.
Yep, you're just barely kissing the yellow.
All right,
Interesting.
perfect.
Okay. Well,
Good
maybe
stuff.
it's just because, yeah, her microphone I think is just kind of like a.
Their microphone. I'm gonna have to get the
I'm gonna have to
spray
buy you a
bottle.
microphone.
I'm gonna have to buy you a spray bottle so I can hit you with it when you misgender me.
Did I do it again?
Yeah, it takes practice.
Oh my god!
Just bidet everybody until you get tired of thinking about it, and suddenly everyone becomes.
Well, that's what I was. That's actually exactly what I was doing.
Oh, there we go.
Didn't.
And then I just forgot. It's a hard thing.
I can't even think of what I said. Like I can't even go back that far because it's just so. Never mind.
Too many things are going through your brain.
Yeah.
You have to remind me of what the questions are because I forgot already. Speaking of people who can't
you
retain
didn't study
things.
up.
No.
You didn't study.
I didn't even bring a number 2 pencil.
Oh man, you're gonna have to stay after class. You understand this?
All right. This has never gone badly for me before. I'll do it again.
You'll do it again? Okay.
I have a listen. It's fine. Hoomst. This is already looking cool as fuck. Can I just say I'm really excited to see how this is gonna come together.
Yeah.
It kind
Oh.
of reminds me
What is
of
the shape? I love it.
reminds me of a gas mask.
A little bit, yeah. Well, I'm thinking. So this guy
Laugh at
right
me.
here. Hold
It's
on.
just not what I was expecting.
This guy right here is going to go right there. It's going to be mostly transparent.
Yeah, that's what I thought that we would end up seeing in through the viewfinder, whatever you want to call it. The viewport, the fucking windshield.
Right.
Hello, Connor.
Whatever we call it in our space universe. This AU of space that I'm constantly just making up.
Yeah, I think that is a trait of every artist. Is there's this constant kind of flow of creation that like it's hard to describe. It's almost like you can't really help but build your own world.
Yeah, I feel that way. And anytime you feel like you're not doing it, it feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels bad.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign. Well, it's not always not a good sign. Sometimes it's just a sign that you need to rest and like eventually those things just start spontaneously happening again.
Right.
In my experience.
Well, speaking of art, what is your medium of choice?
Well, I came from mostly 2D traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily mixed media, but basically anything that works to achieve the image that I'm trying to make, I will use as long as they play well together. But with my COVID check, I acquired an iPad because I've been thinking about trying to get a hold of a way to do digital because I had like a really old Intuos tablet and I was not a big fan of the disconnect between drawing on the tablet and looking at the screen.
Right. That's a big that's a big transition for a lot of artists to make who are used to traditional mediums.
Yeah, I was really uncomfortable with it. My best work usually came about when I had scanned in something, like I had sketched something and scanned it.
Mm-hmm.
And I still wasn't crazy about it. And got the iPad because ultimately I picked the iPad instead of another tablet because it's portable and it's sort of self-contained. And just started fiddling around with it, and I've been doing mostly that since I got it, just to get used to it and fidget with it because, you know, I kind of approached it the same way I've approached paintings for a while, which is like a sketch, and then you start building paint and whatever on top of it. And it doesn't work quite the same way in digital because you have the privilege of layers, which is interesting because it's very helpful, but it's also like wildly confusing when you're not used to that kind of thing. Because you know, I could still see my sketch underneath the painting if I wanted to, or whatever. So I just kind of have been learning how I want to do style changes or how I want to fiddle with the mediums, that because there's so many opportunities that digital kind of grants you.
That's true.
That I'm not used to having.
Yeah, when I was never a big Apple product guy, and then I I ended up having a girlfriend who convinced me into getting an iPad. And once I got my hands on the Apple Pencil, I couldn't go back. It was the
So
best
good.
stylus that I'd ever used.
It's
As
so
far
good.
as
It's so precise.
yeah,
Um,
I think I sold Gelf on that as well. I'm fairly certain.
I like the pin, but it doesn't have that ruggedness that my pin has after being like worn down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can wear out I can wear down an Apple Pencil nib really quickly. I'm really heavy-handed.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's kind of like when I first started drawing as well. Like the pen just felt too like I was like kind of like drawing like on ice or something. And then after it got ground down, you could start to feel. I don't know. It just felt a lot more natural.
Yeah, I think the screen cover that I got for the iPad was really helpful for that. Kind of, it's a matte cover that makes it feel a lot more like a paper texture. So I kind of, yeah, I really appreciated that. And now I've just been kind of dicking around, trying different things. I did my first major like lineless painting on it a while back. I did it in the most asinine way. Like in retrospect, I was like, I'm gonna do that differently next time because I fucking made this way too complicated and not need to be like that. But now I know. I would have to say the iPad is like the single Apple product that I am like, no, I would continue to buy these for the purposes that I use it for. I'm like, I'm okay without uh, the MacBook. I'm really okay without the iPhone. Really don't care for that phone very much. I used to, and then they were like, now you have to use the wireless earbud. And I was like, don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. Like, get me out of here. And I switched back to Android, and it's fine. Like, everything works. I've been sort of, when it comes to tech, I've been bilingual in both of them for a while. But I do think that the iPad is my favorite Apple thing, and I don't really have a lot of. I'm not concerned about any of their other products at this point. I mean, they might be cool for some people. I'm not one of those people who likes to pick teams because I'm a whatever works person. Like, if it works, then I would happily use it.
Right. And there's no doubt there's benefits and downsides to both Apple and Android. I use an iPhone, and I don't know if I'm ashamed of it or not. There's a big there's a big part of me that wonders if I
Should I
should
be
be.
mad?
Like I
Should I be
was.
judging myself?
Yeah, exactly. What exactly have I done wrong here? I know that I've done something wrong. If I'm feeling
I'm good.
ashamed.
I don't want to use Apple products for a couple different reasons. Just because they're fucking far too expensive for what they do. Like,
That's true.
I would rather settle for just a hair less, but like almost $1,000 less. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't need the fucking fancy Apple shit. And plus, I don't really want to go from. It's not that I don't want to learn. I'm so used to Android and the way that it functions, and I don't like the way that iPhone or Apple products feel. They just
Yeah.
feel so clunky and like kind of bare bones.
I kind of like that. I think that the thing I liked about it for a long time was how the iPhone interface was so simple. It wasn't cluttered, and I
That's
did
one thing
feel
I've never felt
adjusting to
cluttered.
that. It still kind of feels cluttered to me, my Android, but I've gotten really used to it, and I don't really mind at this point. But I just have a tendency to, if something is really cluttered, I'm trying to look at all of the different little details at once, and I can tell you pretty quickly how confusing something is or isn't to look at for most people. I was giving feedback to a friend of mine who was working on an animation film earlier today, and I was like, you need to use drop shadows in this part like you did on the other part, because like when it's moving, all of the different animation pieces start to blend together. At certain points, it's just very confusing to look at. So that's kind of why I clung to the Apple stuff for a while, because it was easier for me to look at. But no, it's just a matter of acclimation, I think, honestly.
That's true. Yeah.
Everybody's spying on you, Reaver. Everybody's spying. You are not safe. None of your weird porn is safe.
Absolutely true.
Hold on. If we're not kink shaming, is you saying weird porn? That's technically incorrect.
It's shameful to be into weird porn? Like, is that a
Microaggression.
shame? Get out of here. Can we mute this guy?
Microaggression.
Don't microaggress my weird porn, man.
All right, what are you thinking so far? How's that?
This is awesome.
Yeah?
I enjoy this a lot. At first it was kind of looking like a little tiny fighter, and now it kind of has I don't want to. It's not like, it's not frigate size. It's just like a little ship, little quick boy.
That's what I was thinking. So the idea I had in my head for this, you saw Thor Ragnarok, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Do you remember the Valkyrie's ship?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of where I'm drawing a lot of the inspiration for this.
Hey, that's copyright. You can't do that.
It's called inspiration. If you just alter like one letter, then you're good, I guess.
Truth.
Hey, I've got all of them on speed dial. I'm calling them up right now.
I'm gonna call the Disney and also the Marvel, and I'm gonna tattle on you.
That would be
Mr. Hansen said you need to get rid of this, and he may come see you.
Yeah.
He might come visit. That would be kind of tight. Can I get his autograph?
I'll ask him.
Okay. Sick.
He said maybe, but this whole ship thing is like top priority right now. So.
Okay, well,
no.
Why not both? We can
I'll
do
give
both.
him your number. I'll give him your number. Add us on Discord. I'm sure that'll go over real well.
It'll be great. Where is my copyright, dude? No, it's cool. I really like it. The ship that's like, it's big enough for a few people, but it ain't a frigate.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this was more like a scavenger's ship almost, or like a salvage ship, kind of.
Something like that.
Something along those lines.
A little pirate ship.
Yeah.
Low-key, high-key. Scavengers are just pirates who don't steal from people who are around.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, right? You're not here. I took your stuff. You don't care. Goodbye. I'm gonna go sell it.
Pretty much. It's like what was Rocket from Avengers when he was talking? It's like, what if I want it more than the other guy? Like that's still stealing.
It's still stealing. It's like, but hang on. Hold on a minute. Oh, we're busting out Ouija boards in the chat. Y'all, don't fuck with Ouija boards. Are you serious?
Oh god, yeah. Ouija boards. Bad.
Great. It's a great way to bring an asshole into your house, is all I'm saying. Like, you bring out the Ouija board and every douchebag ghost in a 50-mile radius is like, oh, hell yeah. You deserve whatever happens to you, in my opinion. Like, just saying. They're all just gonna come fuck with you. And you're gonna be like, oh my god, I should never have used that Ouija board. And we're gonna be like, yeah, we fucking shouldn't have. Is Walt Disney like Mr. House in Fallout New Vegas? Honestly, Mr. House is cooler than Walt Disney, probably. I'm just saying. Although New Vegas is a great game, can I just put that out there? I love that shit.
I can never really get into the New Vegas, or not New Vegas, but just Fallout in general. I was an Elder Scrolls person.
Oh, cool. I mean, I liked both. I
Yeah.
didn't play any of them. I just watched. So I'll watch anything that's interesting enough. And I definitely think Fallout New Vegas was fun. A lot of the DLCs were really fun. The storytelling really took some interesting turns. And the fucking soundtrack is amazing. So
Yeah, that
Thursday.
that always makes a big difference in a game, is the soundtrack.
oh my god, big time.
It's funny how many games miss the mark, I think, because they don't have the right soundtrack that fits it.
Right? Or it's just not quite there or something. Okay, Daggerfall is a ridiculously amazing game though, because you can break it. There's like 6 different endings, and if you do the wrong thing, it'll be like, you broke the timeline. Good job.
Yeah. Morrowind does that, where you can kill any NPC, but if you kill the wrong one, it just halts the quest line. Like, you literally cannot continue. I love
like
that.
you fucked up.
Because
Like you can't do it.
I wish that they would bring that in like more modern games, so it like really weighs on the player. Like, oh man, I should not have done something bad. There's literal like actual repercussions with it.
Yeah, I have to go way back now. You
Yeah,
created a time paradox. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. I love the Metal Gear series.
No, you
I've
can't go
seen
back and
everything in and out of that series.
not
I
go
don't know.
back and make out with your mom. That's not
Stop
cool.
that.
Don't
Can't go back
do
and see
it.
Freud as your psychoanalyst either, so fuck off. Bad choice, doesn't matter. I mean, you could say that before making them, but you have to. Especially if you like aren't thinking about it and it happens, then it's like, ah, shit. Now you have to pay attention.
Yeah,
I love it.
Somebody gets caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, it's like, oh fuck, I should have done a better job. But this is why I don't play video games. This shit is frustrating. I'd rather watch somebody else suffer. Be like, this is great. You're doing a great job. Except for when you just you just like fall off of something because you were just running too fast and not paying enough attention, and you just end up going off of some bullshit, and you're dead, and you're like, wow, how did I get here? It's my favorite shit to watch. I'm like, wow, yeah, you did it, dude. You really did it. Lately, I've just been watching Jedi Fallen Order playthroughs. Lots of falling off shit. But yeah, so digital 2D, that was the question. Yeah, I remember. I took my ADHD medication. I know what we're talking about. Yeah, I went. So I'm recently into digital. It's been an interesting little trip. I definitely at some point will go back to. So I have a couple paintings that are traditional that are mid progress. So they're work in progress. So I have to finish them at some point. But right now I'm kind of just weathering the thing everybody else is weathering and enjoying the iPad. That's been fun.
Nice.
And I never did any 3D much except for at school, and I think I would have been into 3D a lot more if they had done clay, but they never did.
Yeah, clay is an incredible medium to work in. I absolutely love working in clay.
I was gonna ask if, since you're a sculptor apparently, and like digital sculpture is your thing, if you'd gotten started in traditional mediums for sculpture.
I have, yeah. Well, I've been in formal art training for most of my life. So I started art classes when I was 3, and I took them all the way up until the time I was 21. So
is this like your parents were just really throwing fuel on the fire, or?
Oh no, they couldn't stop me.
You're like, I'm making shit whether you like it or not.
Oh god, yeah, my mom.
My son's addicted to painting, and he won't stop. Dr. Phil, help us.
No, my like I started cosplaying before cosplaying was really a thing.
All right,
so
all right, hipster. All right.
I wanted well, I wanted to have like a medieval costume, but I couldn't afford these really nice leather boots, and I really wanted like nice leather boots.
Yeah.
So I took tape and made myself some leather boots.
Oh man, like duct tape?
Out of duct tape, and
that's amazing.
They actually looked really good. So my mother ended up deciding that for Christmas she was going to get me, in my stocking, she got me one of those like big 6-packs of duct tape.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
ended up making my own medieval costume entirely out of colored duct tape.
That was amazing. I
So,
love it. You were
uh,
like, yeah, I'm medieval. What the fuck about it? Did you make hose and everything? Like,
well, not hose. I had like a tabard and
uh,
a couple of other things, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
that's pretty legit. I like it. I remember mostly just like dressing up as Seven of Nine for Halloween when I was like 9 years old, and being really into Renaissance fairs for a little while, and kind of dressing up for that. But it was like with the Renaissance fairs, you could ride that line between like what looked medieval and what looked vaguely medieval and what was really more fantasy than anything else, which was kind of
Right.
fun. I found out later it's more fun to go in street clothes because they just harass you more.
That's true.
The queen's entourage goes by and they just like, they just pick you up. They're like, "Hey, come with us," and you just go on a little walk with the queen's court as they're wandering around the festival, and you're like, "This is more fun.
Right.
I like this better."
Yeah, the Renaissance Fair was always God, I loved the Ren Fair. I could not get enough of the Ren Fair.
Oh man, it was great. It always happened like close to my birthday. So I was like, "We're going to the Ren Fair for my birthday, right." And we did. Nobody was mad. My whole family, like, I come from a family of people who like our entire extended family would get together to watch all three Lord of the Rings films like in one day as like a marathon together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we had it all planned out. Like it was like at this time we get up and have breakfast, and then after that we start this movie, and then we take this break halfway through the second film for lunch or whatever. And there's like all these snacks and stuff spread out on a table, but we don't pause for you. You just have to go get snacks during your least favorite scene or whatever. And then we stop and have lunch and stop and have dinner, and it was like a whole thing. And we used to do it so often. It was like once or twice a year.
Mm.
Now I'm at the point. And then like my other thing is that I would like to get into filmmaking because I almost went to school for this. Like 10 years ago, I started. Obviously, I've been drawing on shit whether or not I was supposed to since I was very young, and my parents encouraged me. So when I got the opportunity to go to a conservatory arts college high school program after the last 2 years of high school, I took it, which was an interesting choice. I tell people it kind of was a little post-traumatic after that, honestly. Like art school did not do well for me, at least not the way it functioned there at that time. And I had to recuperate from it for a pretty long time. It really burned me out. And I was only there for 2 years, like in high school. But you're taking these like 16-year-old kids. They're so in their formative age, and like, I can't get behind any teacher, like any art teacher who stands behind you and says, "Well, that looks like shit," is a coward.
Oh, I completely agree.
Like, it's your fault if it looks like shit, dude. Like, this is your job, is to teach me how to do this. And you've obviously failed because you're standing here saying it looks like shit.
Yeah.
So I used to get in fights with my design teacher, and she was the worst. Like, the other ones weren't quite so overtly shitty, and drawing was also my strong suit, so I was, drawing class went well for me because that was my main skill set.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got out of school. I was drifting away from artists. Like I was like, I don't want to go to MICA. I don't want to go to RISD. I don't want to go to 4-year arts college. I don't want to do this anymore. This sucks. And because I was at art school, I got to not take English literature. I got to swap that out for film appreciation. It was amazing. I was definitely way more into that. I mean, I read and stuff. I read some of the Brit Lit like before class, the stuff I was into. And I was like, I'd rather. We had a trimester system, which is ridiculous. First of all, who invented the fucking trimester? What? But the first trimester was all classics, like fucking Citizen Kane and like whatever. Some cool stuff that's like I'm really into, like Ingmar Bergman and like the sort of art house movies of the black and white era. Some of which I was really into, some of which was really boring. And then we had a whole trimester that was just horror films.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really sick. So we started with like the oldest stuff. We started with, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and Nosferatu and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. And the early Frankenstein and early Jekyll and Hyde movies, and then we kind of just kept on working our way up till we ended up watching Silence of the Lambs, even though there was a pretty fun debate about whether or not it was a horror film or a psychological thriller, and I was like, they're kind of the same ilk, guys. Like
Yeah,
if you
that's
think
true.
about it, a good horror movie should be thrilling.
Axion.
Yep.
Hey, can you try something real quick? Can you like back away from your mic?
I don't know. Maybe.
Just a tiny bit.
My mic is attached to my headphones. I don't know.
Oh, you have headphones on. Oh shit! I thought you were like talking on a laptop. Oh, it just sounds like it just sounds really like peaking at this point. No, it sounds like it may have gotten a little bit closer to your mouth.
I moved it. Is it better?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yay! I'm just gonna tilt my head sideways. You guys can pretend. No, it's fine. I'll figure it out. But so we got to do that, and then we got to watch a bunch of fucking oh my god, what were their names? Coen Brothers movies. And I have to tell you, I don't recommend watching nothing but Coen Brothers movies for 3 months. It's really, that shit'll burn you out.
I can imagine. Oh my god, yeah, that would be tough.
It's like there's Fargo, yeah, exactly, Reaver. We watched Fargo, and we watched we just watched as many of them that were out at the time, and that was 2010. So you know, some of their stuff hadn't hit yet, but yeah, their movies are like exhausting to watch.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it was interesting to talk about them, and at that point I was like, fuck, I want to go to film school. Like everything I really like to do is here. I get to, you know, I was always making friends with the actors. Right. I was a tech kid, but I ended up making friends with the actors because I was like, I don't act, fuck that, but actors are fun, and I liked acting. I liked the visual component. I liked the fact that you can do, you know, writing, you have to write the script or whatever, you can do the music, like the whole 9 yards, like everything is in there that's fun. And I almost went to film school, and I got accepted into this really cool program that I believe is still there at Virginia Commonwealth University that is called the cinema program. So like most 4-year programs are like film, you know, it's filmography or whatever, and it's kind of the filmmaker as artist.
Right.
You go out and you get your footage and you make some weird art house crap. And the cinema program was like, we're going to teach you how to do every single job on a film set that you could possibly do. So you know how to do all of them to some degree. And then, you know, whatever you end up taking a shine to is what you'll end up doing more towards the end. And there were like 2 feature-length films done by the whole class by the end of the program, and like it was really cool. And they only accepted 22 people a year. I was like really excited about it.
That sounds like it was a hell of an experience.
Yeah, it would have been if I'd stayed, because I was like so the fun part about me is like the fact that I really appreciate what you do when you talk about creativity helping you through life and shit, is I didn't know at the time, and it took me several years to be diagnosed, but what happened when I was 18 was that I hit my first major depressive episode, which would then spiral into full-blown bipolar disorder. And but I didn't know. I was 18. I had been kind of depressive my whole life, but I like got suicidal and everything at that age. And I was like, I just realized I was counting all of the pills in my medicine cabinet and had to call my parents and be like, hey guys, I have to leave. Like I can't. I was 6 days into school and I was like, I can't do this. This is not good.
Right.
And I actually had an experience that I will never forget about, which is one of those moments where even though I was so disconnected from art as like 2D art at the time, I still remember this moment. My mom she knew something was wrong when she moved me in. She was like, you know, I was obviously not doing great, but I was trying. And she took me to the art museum that was there in Richmond. Just, you know, before she left, after we got me moved in, she's just to cheer me up. And it was really sweet of her. And then I was walking through, and I went into this little room in a back part of some back wing. And I don't really care about the modern painters like Rothko and like Jackson Pollock and abstract expressionism. Just like most of it, I'm not that into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad about it, but I just don't care that much. And I walked into this room, and there were these 3 paintings. I recognized them immediately. They were these massive, dark color fields that Mark Rothko did shortly before he died by suicide. And I knew that that was what they were when I saw them, and I kind of like, it was just one of those moments where like the universe was like, yeah, you haven't told anybody how you feel, but we see you.
Yeah.
And you need to leave. That's how I sort of got it, this like weird impression that it was like, I gotta go. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, this feels serendipitous. And like that was kind of the spurring thing that a couple days later I was like, you know what, I do have to go. And I'm not sorry. I mean, part of me wishes I could have finished that program, but the rest of me is like, nah, what happened is what happened, and I made the most of it.
Right.
And then I proceeded to go to like, I went to 2 years in a theater program to do technical theater and like set design and stuff, design and production. Mostly scenic painting, which is really fun when you're a 2D painter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to cooking school, and then I went to a different cooking school, and then I went to school for sociology. I just, you know, I just kept changing my mind and being really intense about it, which is kind of how the bipolar really manifested before it became unmanageable. And once I finally hit rock bottom and got diagnosed and everything, it was all this process of like getting sober and like blah blah blah. And then I finally started making my way back to making stuff. I'd kept a sketchbook and stuff for, you know, the whole time, but I never really ended up drawing the way I had before. And it was just like, it took a long time, and I had to I started really small. Like I literally painted on 2x2 inch canvases. You know, my mom would buy me all these little mini canvases to paint on or whatever.
Right.
Which was really fun and is a great way to break back into something that you're a little overwhelmed by. So I got back into it like slowly, one step at a time, and I have to say it because it's very important to me, and like I have to thank my Twitch family. Like I was getting back into that kind of stuff, but once I hopped on Twitch and started streaming and like watching other artists and talking to them, like once I found out that an artist I already knew that I liked a lot was streaming, and I could just bawl into her channel and be like, yo, what's up, what kind of paint are you using? Then that's exactly what I did. Like,
right.
And it just kind of started this whole thing, and I mean, I'm prolific at this point compared to what I've been for years, so, you know, I've mostly got these guys to thank for it, which is really cool.
I have totally, I totally relate with that. It's when COVID-19 really started, one thing that blew me away more than anything else was that while there was all of this, you know, anger and you know, a lot of political unrest going on, that kind of stuff. I noticed that everybody that I knew on Twitch, all of the streamers and all of the viewers that I knew, everybody was reaching out to each other saying, yo, like we're in this together. If you need help, if you need somebody to talk to, you know, if you're not dealing with the isolation, we're here. Give us a call, you know, let us know. And that was a really wonderful thing to watch.
Right?
You know, because all of a sudden you're seeing all of these people really for, you know, in the best, at their best, and I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah, this community's always been really supportive. Like there's not a lot of trolls in the art part of Twitch, and like even if, you know, someone does something that's not your steez, there's still nothing wrong with like supporting each other or rating each other or whatever. I mean, some of my closest friends I would consider people I met on Twitch now. I haven't had this many internet friends since I was 14.
Oh wow!
Like what is going on? You know, yeah, because I am not an introvert. Like I need to be alone for periods of time. I'm more of a traumatized extrovert than anything. But like I was always very social and very busy and very active, and like when I came out about being non-binary, that was like opened a whole nother door of like activism and stuff that I could do, and I eventually found out that like protests and shit aren't my thing, and I'm really I'm more in the wings. I'm more of a mental health and a support and a whatever type person, like, which kind of reminds me of theater. You know, it's like I build the set, they walk on. You know, I'm there pushing the the buttons on the sound booth or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of taking that backstage role is more comfortable for me in a lot of different contexts. It turns out, and it was so cool to see everybody supporting each other on Twitch art wise and in general. And like, I've definitely I've gotten to be pretty close. And I never was one of those people who felt like internet friends were different from real life friends. I mean, there's a certain level of connection that happens when you're physically with each other that's just, it is different, but it's not fundamentally like less important.
Oh, I totally agree with.
Yeah,
It's
where does that come from?
it's amazing to see there are so many different ways that people connect with one
Right?
another, and that's something that's always fascinated. You know, again, like, you know, the Twitch community is a big part of that, but um, you know, just seeing all of the different ways people connect is really cool to me.
Yeah, we're having to get creative with that shit right now, which is
Well,
cool.
yeah,
It's hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like I'm not thriving right now. I mean, like, shout out to all my introvert friends who are straight up like glowing in their chairs at home right now. Like, I don't have to go anywhere. Like, I'm really happy for you guys because the world does not usually reward you, and right now it's like, yeah, stay home. Actually, it's great.
yeah,
But for me, I'm not thriving at the moment. I'm just finding a new baseline, and it involves a lot of creation and a lot of writing and a lot of just continuing to make shit
right.
because it just keeps my head on straight. And then I'm still working, which I think is very, for me, I'm lucky because what I do is I work in peer support, which is the kind of thing some people have heard of, but some people haven't. Um, but
Yeah, for those who
essentially,
haven't, what is peer support?
well, peer support is, how do I give this spiel? Um, Peer support is basically, um, yo, you're going through some shit. I have gone through some similar shit, and I'm here to help in any way that's actually helpful. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so the thing about peer support that's cool is it started out in the mental health and like substance use recovery
Hmm.
kind of communities. And I think it's starting to branch out. There's a huge role for peer support in the military. That's a big, big deal.
Oh yeah.
Lots of veteran peer supports. I've met a lot of cool vets through peer support and training, um, and seen some pretty powerful things happen with all kinds of folks. Like, you know, everybody, and it's kind of depends on where you go and like what's going on. But like, I was living in the mountains when I got my certification, and everybody in my class was like a recovering heroin addict. They were all dealing with the sort of aftermath of that,
Right.
with a couple of veterans, and then I was the only person who was there dealing with like a full blown fuck you, severe and persistent mental illness. But it was
Right.
really interesting to have those conversations and realize how much we had in common.
Mm.
And it was really cool is that peer support is not like, I'm not your therapist, so I don't come in and like tell you any. I mean, I don't tell you anything. Peer support is all about what do you want to do. You
Right.
know, what is it that is interesting to you? What's in the way for you? And I don't do anything. I don't push that person to do anything that they are not willing to do.
Mm.
They might not be super comfortable, but if they've made the commitment, then I'm there to help them out.
Well, I mean, that choice is a huge part of recovery.
Oh yeah.
And it's,
In fact, maybe the biggest component, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, as far as, at least from my own personal experience, and I don't know if this is like this for everybody, but in my personal experience, I've learned that the only way that you're going to find peace or healing, when you're dealing with these kinds of issues, and they are very serious, they're crippling, is to make that choice to tackle it. And it sounds a hell of a lot easier than it
It
is.
is. Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Otherwise, we would all be there already, and it wouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then that's the other thing about peer support that's like this is the kind of central tenet of it for me is like the choice is what matters the most. Like it's not compulsory. The other part of that is that like people make bad choices.
Yeah.
Like, but they have the right to do that. Like, they have the dignity of risk.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the part that like every other facet of recovery just gets wrong. Like, there's very little. I liked it when like in the sort of substance use recovery movement kind of went from if you relapse, you've failed, and like real tough guy rhetoric.
Right.
And they kind of switched to realizing that no, like relapses happen especially when you don't have a lot of support elsewhere in your life, or for me it was a lot about creative outlets. Like when I started to, and I got sober when I was 24, by the way, guys, if that tells you anything about because if people would hear that and be like, you're too young to be sober, I'd be like, no, I'm certainly not.
No, addiction strikes everybody. My family has been hit very, very hard by it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear it, but
I mean
Do you
Go ahead.
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 28.
Oh, really? Oh, no shit. We're the same age. I didn't know that.
Word? What's up?
What up?
What up? I can't wait to be in my 30s, man.
Well, I mean, my birthday's in like a week and a half.
So. Oh, word?
Word.
Mine's not till November. I'll be 29. I'm trying to be 30. I didn't think I was going to make it this far, you guys. Like, I'm really hyped to be here, and also to have a prefrontal cortex and, like, medication that works. And, like, people are like, oh, your 20s are the best years of your life. That's like bullshit.
That is very bullshit. Are you fucking with me?
I don't know why this is like a weird cultural mythos. I cannot fucking wait to be in my 30s. I know what the fuck I want to do with my life. Like, let's do this. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So yeah, you don't have to be any particular demographic to be at risk for these things. And like I know people who were diagnosed with in these disorders when they were 16, and I know people who it took them until they were in their 30s or their 40s to get diagnosed. And like for me, it's sort of weird to hear that people have expectations about how old you can or can't be to like deal with these things when that's weird.
I completely understand where it's a sad thing because people think, oh, you're too young to be addicted, or you're too something, right?
Yeah.
And fact
too
of the matter
successful.
Yeah.
How fucked is that when you're like, you've created a life that looks so successful in some way, and people don't believe that the struggles that you have. That's a thing that comes from being what we in the business call high functioning.
Right.
I'm really good at not making people think I'm bipolar. I don't come across that way necessarily, like especially not now that I've been sort of managing my shit really directly and have had really good care and good friends who support me for as long as I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't discriminate for any reason. In fact, these things have a tendency to hit marginalized folks harder, but it's still everywhere.
Yeah.
I like working in this movement though, because like I'm trying to get started on a peer support and arts and peer support nonprofit that's like in the wings right now in my life.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's my like springboard for some film stuff too. Because I've seen some, like, I don't know, all my kids are so talented. I work at a clinic that's for adolescents and young adults who are recovering from a first episode of psychosis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and their families.
That's gotta be. I can imagine that's very difficult work, but I can imagine it's very rewarding too.
Yeah, it's really both. I really love my job, and these kids are so damn talented. Like, it blows my mind. I have one one person I've been seeing for 3 years who's really like just got signed to a record label in like January.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I played his first live show in New York in February, and like I got lots of musicians and like lots of people who want to make stuff. They want to make. One kid I've been working on a board game that's like a combination card and like pieces on a board. So
Right.
it's kind of like I don't know which there are games that are board games that have both. I feel like I remember being like, oh, it's a board game with Magic the Gathering, basically. Um, I've been helping him work on that for a year and a half. We've made lots of edits. It's been really fun because I don't play Magic the Gathering, and I never have. And me coming in and play testing it as someone who doesn't already have a basis for these types of games is really helpful, actually, because I'm like, this might seem normal and intuitive to you, but to us normies who you're gonna want to appeal to if you want to sell this game are gonna be like, what the hell is going on? So it's kind of cool. We've been working on that. I got so many folks who are talented. I was in the middle of working on a music video with one of these kids before COVID happened, and like I found out too that adolescents are absolutely one of my favorite groups to work with, even though they're infuriating. Like I love them so much. I love them so much. They're just like they will just say anything.
They're way smarter than I think a lot of people give them credit for.
I agree.
I've worked in education before, so I know a little bit about that, and it's very, very rewarding, or at least it was for me. But they can be it can be a pain in the butt too.
Oh, they're so infuriating. But like, I have more patience for them than I do for like old people, like geriatric population.
Mm-hmm.
I either get along with folks in that population great because they don't give a shit, they're like at the point where they're like whatever, and they have cool stories and like that's cool, or they drive me fucking nuts, and I'm like, all right, old man, like you could not be an asshole, but you've just decided that you have the right to be because you're old, and like I don't fuck with that.
Right.
My mom raised me better. Let's consider our options, but it's just not a population I have patience with. Whereas I have more patience with the adolescents. Which age group were you working with?
I was working with, let's see, the youngest kid I taught was 8, and the oldest was 17.
Nice. So you were in the real young.
Yeah, it was.
Because our kids are like 13 to 30 is our age range.
Yeah, we were. Well, the school that I worked for was a place called Iolani, which a private school in Hawaii. It was in Waikiki.
Oh wow.
I was stationed out there for about 8 years.
Oh word.
Yeah, that was my volunteer work, was going and coaching a robotics team.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really fucking cool.
Well, I would tell him, I was like, all right, so rule number 1 is Coach CJ's always right. Right.
Of course.
Rule number
Established
2.
Dominance.
Yeah. Rule number 2: in any case in which Coach CJ is wrong, refer to rule number 1. And rule number 3: no one is allowed to be smarter than Coach CJ. Now that one they broke every single day.
Oh, that's amazing though. That's what you want. That's the one you want them to break.
They were such cool kids.
That's so cool. A robotics team too, man. Yeah, I would have had a good time with that one. I'm only a casual. I'm an armchair science person. Like really in practice, I'm a psychology and art person. But I'm an armchair physicist. So if someone were to, like, I spent a lot of time on Saturday talking to my friend about how we could use string theory to like fudge the rules for relativity, so we could actually make an engine that goes faster than the speed of light, which is technically by relativity standards impossible. I spent a whole last day having this conversation about string theory and like particle physics just so we could make a fictional fucking spaceship that could fly faster than light. I was like, this is what I do for fun. Like,
it's such an amazing experience though. I love world building.
Right.
I can't get enough of it. It's do you know who Kit Ray is? Have you ever heard that name?
I don't think so. Or if I have, I forgot.
Kit Ray was a knife maker,
Word.
and when I was a kid, I absolutely loved knives. I always thought they were really really cool, and he made like fantasy blades.
I was gonna say I just Googled.
Yeah. So
Oh, did he do? This is a very Lord of the Rings
yeah,
knife I've just found of his.
yeah. So
Cool.
I was a huge fan of his, and a whenever you bought one of his items, you got a little story along with it. And what I liked about that was that when he created something, he said it wasn't like he was making something and it was kind of coming to life. He said it was like reaching into a doorway into this other world that he's created and bringing something back.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was my favorite explanation of creation that I'd ever heard. So
You were like, that's
yeah,
a big fucking move. I'm just reaching into something that has just been building inside for me for a long time and just piling pieces on together. I feel like that happens a lot lately for me. Even when I'm doing something like writing fan fiction, I'm always like, hey, I only write stuff like that or do characters for that kind of shit in a sandbox setting where I can just riff on the canon or break the canon because nobody cares about your canon.
right.
We do what we want. And then it always, like, even just fan fiction, in what it does is it kind of acts as an exercise bike. So if I get things going that I like in a fandom universe, I already know how they're working, so I can, manipulate them into like an original universe too. Like they can work in both places, and that's kind of my favorite thing about making stuff for fandom. And I kind of don't appreciate the weird stigma that's been happening around like fan art and fan fiction for so long. Because I'm like, bro, it's fun. Like, have fun. You can have fun. Please have fun. Like that's what it's for, and it's a great exercise bike for making other stuff if that's what you want to do, um, and doing your own sort of original work. And that's been and reaching into those worlds. It's funny to me that it's less like I'm reaching into the world and more like it's jumping out at me. I'm like, oh, look, an image is here. Like I'll get very clear images, or I'll be in the middle of writing, and like what a character wants to say or do becomes very clear. It's almost like they're telling me what they want to do, which is something a lot of writers will say. Um, they will say our characters have taken on their own life and are kind of just telling us. And I'm throwing them into these scenarios, and what happens, and I have an idea of what I think will happen, and sometimes I'm dead wrong.
Right.
And you're like, fuck, how did we get here? It's kind of like when you're playing a tabletop game and you roll. No matter how good your stats are, you roll in that one, and you're like, shit.
Yep. Yeah, I totally
Like,
understand that.
gotta wing it now, guys. Or when you're rolling for something that you're crap at just because you're like, why not? I might as well. And you roll a nat 20 and you're like, wow, what is the fluke that allows me to be good at this right now? I had to think about that. But that's like kind of the most fun thing about it is that, and I think that was for me is there's a lot of processing. Like I think a lot of processing happens without my conscious awareness. Um, and a lot of that manifests through stories and through storytelling. And for me, it's very hard to render an image of any kind and not know the story of what I'm doing. Like, I can't draw an android without deciding what all the visible parts of its mechanism are actually doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what
Yeah.
is this? What is this? I'm a designer, I guess, at heart, so.
No, that's totally understandable. I mean, I'm very similar in that respect.
I was gonna say, I think
Um,
world building is like that, right?
well, I mean, you can't really help it if you're gonna build a compelling world. You need to make something that at least you can kind of put on the press the I believe button,
Right?
and
Like, I can buy into this.
right, you got to be able to buy into it at least a little bit. So whenever I'm world building, I'm pretty strict about that. I'll look at everything that could be having a function in that area. And this is a very cramped space to keep the camera into.
This is a tiny little ship, but it looks so good.
Well, I've got an idea for how the ship is controlled that I think.
I'm super excited.
So
having people make art that like I asked them to make it has happened more since I got on Twitch, and it's amazing.
Well, I certainly hope that I can live up to your expectations. This control scheme is definitely not something I've designed before. However,
yeah.
Hey, Axion.
Yes.
Hey, watch this. Hey, Az, when do you want to take a break?
what time do we have? Or how long do we have?
You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Oh shit. Okay.
3 minutes for what? The end of the world.
So, well, all right. I'm almost. Give me just a second. I got this. You said I've got 3 minutes, right? No.
I didn't know he was under the gun. It's not like you haven't been working this whole time.
So basically he does like these 1 hour challenges, and normally like we create characters with it, but normally he wants to get done with a build within that hour, and normally I keep track of the time, but I really let it get down to the wire this time on purpose just to see what he would do. That's why I was like, hey, watch this.
Hey, let's see what happens.
Yeah, watch this. Yeah, if you ever hear me do that with somebody, I'm about to do something stupid. Like, hey, hey, watch this. It's like,
dude, freaking noted. Okay, well, I'm already on board with exactly what's happening right now. So I'm looking at the screen like, yep, yep. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Nah, I don't like it. Scrap the idea. Let's start over. You got 3 minutes to build another ship. 2 minutes.
Fuck you. It's like the kind of shit that people who don't know how commissions work end up doing. And I'm like, nope, can't do it. Not about it. That's my favorite thing. When I commission somebody, I'm like, yeah, you're going to run with this. I'm letting you specifically, as an artist, a creator, do the thing. That's the coolest part about it. It's just like watching somebody else do their thing with my idea. Because, I could do my own version of the same idea and it wouldn't look the same at all. And that's what's cool about it. And when I got really into that and I stopped being a control freak, I was like, maybe I would make a decent movie director. It's like, if somebody shows up and is like, no, I got this idea, and I'm like, whoa, that idea is fucking lit, I'm going to let them do it if I trust them. So, like,
Hell yeah.
It's just like, I don't have to be a control freak about what I'm making anymore. It's the most liberating moment in your art to get to, where you're like, and anybody who's looked at my Instagram or has seen most of my large-scale pieces is like, I just get into the nitty-fucking gritty. Like, I do all these tiny details. Everything I do is high-detail work. And so that's, pretty anal retentive, like, generally speaking, but I just do that on my 2D. And when it comes to, like, other cool shit, especially skill sets that I'm not strong with, I'm like, bring me the cool shit that I would never think of if I, since I don't do that. It's probably the best part about making stuff with other people. Which is another thing Twitch kind of lets people do a lot.
Yeah, the creative freedom that you get in Twitch is really, really awesome.
Right. And then you get to connect it. I got raided on Sunday by someone who was a sculptor, who had beautiful clay pieces and sculpey clay pieces.
That was Dark Studio?
No, it was Shippopi, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it was SHIPPO. I followed
I was just like
Shippochi 1 on Twitter. Yeah, so Shippochi on Twitch.
Yeah, Shippochi, that was so cool. I was like, what have you been working on? They were like, I am a sculptor. I was like, show me everything. I have no idea how I would find their stream otherwise, but they found me and raided me, and now, that's the other fun thing about Twitch. If you find someone doing something cool, you just raid them. You're like, I don't know you, but I would like to know you. Here, have a bunch of viewers.
That's what we've been doing lately with the Nexus Dungeoneering.
It's a really good way to do it. I can definitely recommend several artists to y'all. So.
All right.
Yeah, usually we try
to. What do I have for
raid...
time, real quick?
Oh, you're done. Sorry.
Done?
LOL.
All right. So that is Here's my ship that I've
It
designed.
looks really fucking cool.
So, did you rig it? Did you realize what she's in?
I haven't other than the front, is she suspended?
See the bubbles?
I was gonna say the bubbles look like she's suspended in something.
If you think
She's
about
in
it,
the
right?
what's it called?
Like high speed travel. One of the theories that came out of can't remember what the system was that said it, but they were saying that one of the best ways that human beings would be able to survive extremely high speed travel would be by being suspended inside some kind of liquid.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Now I'm thinking about Outlaw Star.
Yep.
Anybody watch that fucking show?
Hey, I saw that thing in Dragon Ball.
I saw that thing on Dragon Ball. No, I love that. I think that's cool. And she gets to see everything. She's looking out the front like, what's up?
And then like a single pebble out in space. Just
right? It's that right there.
Right into the forehead.
Game over.
You better have really solid. In Star Wars, it's transparent steel. I was like, that means it's steel, but it's like glass. You can see through it. Like, that's the silliest game I've ever heard, but I kind of love it.
Translucent steel.
Yeah, that would have been worse.
Okay, so
I'm trying to say.
So normally the challenge is if I complete it in an hour and you're satisfied, then I'm safe. However,
what would I be saving you from?
Make him do 8 counts.
CR? Damn it!
I don't know what I'm saving you from.
8 counts.
So basically, because you are the guest and this was your model design, you are unsatisfied with my execution of your design, you have the power to punish me.
Oh god, here we go. Just what I need, the power to punish somebody.
So, the question is, have I satisfied the requirements that you set for me?
Okay, that was close. I thought that sentence was going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Have I satisfied you?
Just say it. Just say what you wanted to hear. Honestly, yes, this is dope, and it's fun because it didn't it's not what I expected. It's definitely your thing, and I like that specifically. Like, it's not the kind of ship I would design because I'm into the more sleek stuff, but I like how this one has I don't know. There's lots of components to it that I wouldn't have thought about. And I really am into the piloting mechanism, at least what I know about it so far. So yeah, I would say I'm pretty satisfied with this design, dude.
Sweet. Awesome.
Sorry,
No,
Sierra, I didn't need to punish someone, yes. But I'm really fucking happy with what I'm seeing right now, so I can't in good conscience.
Everyone's too easy on him. They're like, I can't badger his artwork. Just come on.
I mean, if I
fucking 8 counts.
I'd have to be mad, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. No, I'm not disappointed either. Not even remotely. So no, this looks dope. Thank you for taking my shit and running with it. It looks cool.
So, visor burn is a thing?
I was gonna say, you have the marks around. Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah, brother.
All
right.
Real
Good. Look like you've been out on a tractor all day.
Yeah, a little bit, right? So, okay, cool. So we got the first part of this done. And I think second half we're gonna make an environment for it. So the question is, what is she doing? Where is she? What's she
going?
Up to? Yeah. So don't answer yet. We're gonna go ahead and take about a 10-minute break. We will be back. Thank you guys for hanging out, joining us. We're back with Axion and CR, and we are going to do some environment for this ship, and I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and paint it too.
That I'm excited about. Paint it. You have to decide what's the
flaming hot pink. Let's do it.
Hot pink. I can do it.
With some
I will make it happen.
And some teal on it.
Right.
Just throw all the cyberpunk colors on it.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, make it black with some fucking
shiny.
Neon.
Go, you gotta
would
go
be
full
kinda-
Tron. Like the Tron aesthetic is
Fuck
where
yeah.
it's at.
I can do the
Okay.
Tron aesthetic. That would be
Let's-
really cool.
Yeah.
You want to
let's
do that? All right.
Hell yeah. I always want. The guy always
Tron
got to throw a
aesthetic
little
it
Tron
is.
in there.
All
Too
right.
good. Hot pink is hot. That's why we call it hot pink, Spectrify. No, I'm
It's
just kidding.
hot. Oh my god, it's so hot.
I don't know how to talk like that. I don't speak that.
It's so hot, right?
Oh my
It's
god,
so
guys.
So hot. Oh my god.
hot.
Guys, you sound like you're.
What in the hell has happened to our stream? What?
Give me the. Spectre, you owe me $1.
All right, so we're thinking Tron themed, so that means
Yes.
we're gonna need this bright blue.
I'm very into the idea of the scavenger ship too.
Yeah.
No, you come collect. You have to come to my stream and tip me in biddies for all
What?
this uwu. Because there's a uwu jar for a reason.
There's an uwu jar. Oh my god.
I charge for the uwu privileges around here.
That makes me
Beth
so
literally
happy.
tipped me 500 biddies or something so that because she back owed me for all the uwus she's because she does it just to bug me. She's like, would you know, she'll just stick uwu into anything she can just to watch me go, oh my fucking god. And I was like, you owe me like $4, and she tipped me in biddies.
Nice.
I guess I better stream again sometime, Spectra. My uwus are free.
You know what? Nexus Dungeoneering is a collection agency. Feel free to send them through. You know, once we get affiliate, feel
Right.
free. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
pass them along. We promise.
Pass along the you know, they won't skim any off the top.
Yeah.
They're
We
Never
provide
do
a
that.
service,
Can
an
I get
Uwu
this?
collection service.
Can I get this in writing? Like, I guess so. Are you trying to bully me into streaming more? Because you know that doesn't work. Because my
Be a
fatigue is like, fuck you, do what
Be
I
a
want.
shame if everybody started posting uwus in the chat and you had no way of dealing with it.
Sure would. I would have to suffer in silence and then come collect. I will at you all in my next Go Live announcement in 400 years when I have the energy to fucking stream
when you
again.
decide to start using social media again.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
mean, I had my stream on Sunday. That was cool. That actually went on for like a normal, like for me, an average stream time is like 6 hours. So I was like, oh, I did a real stream. Look at me go.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You got a lot done.
Yeah, I really did. I blew through 3 of these things. Now I'm working on the one for tomorrow, and I'm just like, it's a Halloween one too. I was like, Halloween is like not. I like Halloween, but I don't dress up for Halloween. It's like not a thing I've been doing for a long time because I don't go out and do grown up Halloween and watch people get wasted and get into fights and shit. It's just not my fun pastime anymore. So I'm just like, what am I gonna do for Halloween? For this character, I think I've decided she's gonna be dressed up as Carmilla from Castlevania
Nice.
Ooh.
because I fucking
Good
love
choice.
Castlevania. And she has long white hair
Yes.
anyway, so like it works, right? Why are we ooh-wooing? Cut that out. You owe me $3, and now you owe me 4. Go hang out on Snow's channel. Oh wait, you don't stream, do you? Snow? I'll find you in someone else's chat, like here tomorrow. Who are you guys interviewing tomorrow?
We have Karen.
Word. I'm totally gonna come hang. If I possibly
Karen
can, if I
from
can.
Discord.
Yeah,
From
Karen.
Karen from Discord.
And there. Wow. Do that again? How did you do that?
I lost it. It's gone. It's a one-time only thing.
Discord. Yeah. And then after that we have Shinto Studios is coming back.
Sweet.
Cool. Snow, you do stream? Sick. I'm gonna follow you. And then I'm gonna come be like, "Where's my fucking uwu money?"
She streams some cool stuff too. I got to join her playing some TFT and Ark.
Nice.
Stream.
No,
Followed. Boom.
Yeah.
Karen from Discord. I hope to be known by this.
That is a
I like
very
this
that's a very important distinction. It's not
Right.
just Karen.
from Discord.
It's Karen from Discord.
Yep.
Come on,
It's mostly. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna roll. No, there is no management. We don't settle ooh-woos with management. This is mafia shit. You're in it now. We handle all this on the DL. This shiny black color has me thinking that the ship has a cloaking device.
Oh yeah,
It's just a thought.
I'm kind of agreeing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be all shiny. Maybe some frog factions tonight. Ooh woo! Is that what you meant to say? It's mostly ARC TFT League until you get your shit together and play more indie games. Okay, cool. I may or may not. I really am terrible at making it to streams, but I'm gonna work on that. My work days just go long, so I work a lot. I've been lurking a lot lately and not getting involved in conversation because I've been on the phone all fucking day, and I'm just like, I'm tired of conversations. I'm gonna sit here and watch other people draw while I draw, or play video games while I draw. It's all good. It's a good pastime. Ah, fuck, I've just remembered you can't do gradient. There's not a gradient tool in Procreate, so I just have to manually do that shit. Ah, well.
Oh,
Fuck it.
that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Oh no. Is there an undo button?
There is an undo button, but I don't really. I don't need no damn undo button.
I don't need no motherfucking undo button.
Pshaw, I say. Pshaw, indeed.
Pshaw. No, yeah, Procreate doesn't have like a gradient tool, so I just make them manually with a really massive airbrush. And sometimes, like, because I'm not, like, I don't know, for me it's kind of fun to make the gradient. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because I'm always doing it on something like clothes or whatever. I can kind of make it move with the fabric or something. Like, I'm just not too worried. But yeah, there's no gradient and there's no gradient maps, which is kind of a huge bummer. But I mean, it's a $10 program. Like, if I really wanted a gradient map or something, I suppose I could transfer the file over to Clip Studio, but I just don't give a fuck.
So I am thinking I need to do like a darker blue and just tint this like that.
Go for it. Let's see how it works.
There we go.
What's this banana for? What is the banana tool?
Dude, every
The
time
banana?
it gets it every time, dude.
Everybody has to know what the banana tool is.
No,
understandably too.
You got to start telling people that the banana is for scale. You just literally just have to start saying
it's
that.
for scale. It's for scale.
But
God damn.
seems legit. So, yeah.
No, the banana is actually a teleportation tool.
Nice. Sick. I need me one of those.
So you can once I'm done painting here, I'm gonna build a little dock, and we will. There we go. Let's get you.
You guys do need a banana emote. That's true.
It's just so he could hold it inappropriate. Okay, that's just saying.
That is
just
the entire purpose. Yes.
literally
VR as well.
It's for scale for something else.
It's for scale. You do need a banana emote. That's important. If everybody has to know.
I think every single person that came on sees that, they go, "What the fuck is? Why do you have a banana?"
Everybody
What's the banana for?
Know. Yeah, I mean.
What would I use the banana?
The banana does have a purpose.
Are you shining a flashlight on my banana right now?
Wow. Stop drawing attention to my banana. Is that a banana in your toolbox, or are you just happy to see me?
Song did that the other day in my in their Discord or whatever. It was like, oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah,
so
that fucking emote combo was so iconic. I was like, I love you, Song.
I got to actually chat with her finally yesterday.
So Song's bomb. Song is one of Song and Merle, probably my first two moderators. Just like came out of the fucking woodwork, like, hey, you need a mod. I was like, why are you guys being so nice to me? No, it was great. They're fabulous.
All right. So, what do you think? Tron enough for you?
Oh, I'm into this color scheme.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I like this translucent, like, cap too at the front.
We need more bananas, Shu says.
More banan.
More bananas?
She says, I think we don't have enough bananas here. My first executive order shall be that we need more bananas on stream.
You're going to have to start taking your snack breaks on stream.
You guys,
Agreed.
okay, I'm serious. Do you guys want me to set up a stream where every time we take a break, I will eat a banana in the camera?
How do
Please
you guys
God,
feel
yes,
about it?
yes. This
As it's
needs
a
to
resounding
happen.
yes.
Yes.
So that's not only healthy for me, but we can include some ASMR if you're into it. Okay, please sign up for my
It's
OnlyFans,
not-
and you
it's
may
not
see more of
weird.
the banana.
More of the banana.
That's funny.
Good shit. It's good shit right there. That's good shit. No, I love it.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay, apparently it's the resounding more banana. Yep, it has to be a long stream. 12-hour banana stream.
I'll show you a 12-hour banana stream.
Oh, that costs money, Spectra. That's for the OnlyFans.
That's good. That's good. Wrong site.
Yeah, you're on the wrong streaming site for all that now. Twitch is delicate. She's sensitive, okay?
Yeah, right.
No, like the TOS shit is like, it's actually infuriating. But we won't get into that right now. We'll just leave that.
It's a whole other conversation.
Oh,
I've been
Only
hearing
bananas?
stories.
Only banana.
I'm gonna fucking make that a site, and it's just gonna be all dudes. Just
Banana only. Excuse me, I only have banana. Sounds like a personal problem.
We want to no. We're gonna go ahead.
Oh, the site does not even exist, so I mean, it could be a thing.
We could make this a thing. Are you serious?
Only bananas.
This has
Only
to happen.
bands.
Only bananas. That's how I'd say.
Banana mukbang. Oh my god. Out of here.
Yeah, there you go. Only banan. Yes. There we go. Only banan. Only banan.
Only banana.
Banana.
Wait. I just now my head is playing like every dumb bullshit baby song about bananas that I've ever heard, and I'm like, I don't want it.
Oh no.
And then the other part of my brain went, that's squash banana. And I was like, wow, we're going back there. And I was like, well, there it is. What am I gonna do? Would probably better than any of the songs about bananas that came to mind, actually. Banana Conda, get out of here! Reaver.
Banana Conda? Wait, who
Yep.
whose was that?
Conda. Reaver said that.
Oh, I'm so happy now.
It's a good one.
Banana Conda. I mean, that's a thing of beauty.
Banana hammock. Boop. Reaver, where does your screen name come from? Dare I ask?
Warhammer 40k, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
See, I never got into Warhammer.
I didn't either. But I know a lot about it, which is really weird. Just due
to there's so much to know. Like there's so much to know.
It's not 40k.
It's not.
It's what?
Oh, it's OWAD? Seriously?
It's Uwu.
Is it from Changeling the Dreaming? I play New World Darkness. I've yet to meet somebody on Twitch who fucks with New World Darkness. I like them both though, so like whatever. Ooh, stop.
I miss World of Darkness. I played it a lot.
Oh man, I love it so much. I miss it too. I was even playing it online for a while, and then all that shit just dried up, as games are wont to do. And I'm so bummed because I mean, it's just fun. I also liked it a lot more than D&D because it was just less heavy on the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't remember no number. It's a Kith in OC or in Old Changeling. Yeah, I was gonna say Redcap's a Kith. I thought Reaver for me. I have to think about Firefly. It's like involuntary.
Hey, Az.
Yeah.
Hey, how long do you want to go tonight?
I was thinking we just run until Gelf starts, and we'll just raid her.
Okay. She was thinking about starting early.
Okay.
So
she'll be there.
Any memento.
Sweet. All right.
Well, right now it is 6:56. You do have some time. So.
Right.
I was just curious. I didn't want to interrupt and be, the party pooper.
We're pooping on my party.
You pooping on parties, man?
You're the one that's into it, okay? I'm just doing this.
Am I? Okay? I said quit doing it. I explicitly non-consented.
Look, you need to make up your mind, okay? I'm about to blackmail you with some DMs, okay? I'm getting real upset
Whoa.
about this.
Got real serious. You like the
Uh,
Firefly Reavers as an example of reg? Okay. I mean, I fuck with that concept. I love it. The Firefly Reavers are really spooky. Like, honestly, I gotta give it to Firefly for making, like, what they didn't pull a Star Trek where their first villain, like, wasn't that scary. Reavers are fucking horrifying. Like we'll just be honest with you guys. And they set them up real good, too. And I was like, wow. Thanks, guys. Thanks, folks. Making me scared to death. And I don't even know what the fuck is going on with them yet. And then you find out, and you're like, yep, still bad. Still don't like it.
Right.
This is still scary as hell. Fuck this. I'm out. I don't want no part in this. Yeah, I was once a brown coat, always a brown coat. You can't help it. Like a problem.
Brown coat for life.
I know, I love it. I love that show. I love to do, my other favorite thing to do is do, like, critical breakdowns of the show because, like, you know, honestly, Joss Whedon does not do a good job writing the female characters. So I love the show, but I also love to do the takedown where I'm like, this is why it's really not that good on the female characters.
Right.
And people are like, but I thought you liked that show. I was like, I like to criticize things that I care about because that's my love language. Because it could be better. You know, you could imagine it differently.
Yeah.
And that sort of opens up an avenue. And, like, I mean, we're not getting any new Firefly content ever.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's unfortunate, but it is true.
I know. I would totally watch more shit set in that. It was, and let's be real, it was ahead of its time because now we have The Mandalorian.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Like, you guys, I'm just gonna tell you. Oh yeah, we did start a few minutes late. That's true. Plus, I mean, if Gail's already live, we could just roll in there like, what the fuck's up?
She's on her 9-minute timer right now.
Word. All the blood comes out of the wash stop. Reaver, shut the fuck up. I can't believe you would do this to me. Yeah, I was gonna say we can do fan-generated content for Firefly, and that's all we get now, so. But it's cool. I like that. Like, I don't mind criticizing my fandoms because, like, to me, that's not it doesn't preclude me liking what I'm viewing. I can, like, hold the dialectic and shit. You know, like you do. Sometimes, some people. But yeah, I'm a big Firefly fan for sure. Really enjoyed. And, like, watching The Mandalorian, I was like, yeah, if we hadn't had Firefly, we would never have this. This would never have happened. And I don't know if you guys know anything about the production on The Mandalorian.
Not very
but they're
much.
doing some crazy shit on The Mandalorian set because they built this thing that's called the Volume. And it's literally a 360 degree, it's like a room, basically. It's 360 degree LED screens on the walls and on the ceiling.
Wow.
So it allows them to basically project any landscape. Like, you know, when he's out on the desert planet and the Jawas have their tank, it's like they built the bottom third-ish of the tank, and then you see the rest of it projected on the ceiling above you.
That's pretty fucking wild, dude.
It's fucking amazing. It's so cool.
I really wanted to watch that show, but I'm so busy. I find it so hard to commit to shows and, you know, even movies at this point. Like I have to, like, pull my own teeth to fucking sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah, it's because you're a workaholic, so.
And yeah, well, I'd love to go to the movies. Like, if someone's like, "Hey, you want to go see some movies at the theater?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Like,
I'm like, only if it's a movie that I really like.
Nah, I think going to the movies with friends in general is just really fucking cool. Even if it's something that you're not really looking super forward to, just, you know.
That's where my productivity complex kicks in. I'm like, I could go home and literally work on any number of things.
Yeah, fuck your company, okay? Yeah, you invited me? Thanks. I got work to do.
I'm actually a person who prefers to hang out with people and, like, have conversation. That's my problem. I'm like, we're not hanging out if we're going to the movies because in the theater I feel bad for commentating the whole time, so I just don't.
I want to talk and I just can't talk.
I can't talk. We're here to have conversation. If I can't look at you and halfway through the movie and go, what the fuck just happened? And without pissing off a whole theater worth of people, it's just not the same. Like, I just, maybe too soon.
Alrighty. So I think
This looks cool.
we have
Gina Carano
finished.
is one of my favorite people. Just saying. Wow, we're all up in the port right now. We're all hooked into some shit.
So here's the cool part about VR.
Ronnie! I see you.
Oh, hey, it's Ron.
Hi, Ron. Speaking of world building, you guys want to have Ron on this show, I'm just saying.
Yeah?
He's already scheduled.
Hell
Nice.
fucking yeah, brother. Ronnie is world builder extraordinaire.
He
So-
is on the 20th.
Banana time.
Alright, what does the banana do?
So, but
It's
the
not
banana,
It's not exciting. Don't.
Look at it. It looks ridiculous.
it just lets me walk around the room. So if I
You hop on the...
turn this off, there we go.
Is it there for scale? Shut up, Ron.
Is it there? Dude, I'm telling you, that's the joke. That's the joke.
It's
Here you go.
a word.
So now we could actually go walk up into the ship.
Yes. It's like it lets you peel out and slip about. Yeah. The
Oh,
punishment in this room. It's so dark. It's very dark. You can't
Yeah.
see anything. It has a cloaking device.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Everything is fucking invisible.
It's the, what is it, the old school Wonder Woman mobile? The invisible jet?
The invisible jet. Yeah, I don't go to the movies to talk to people either. Also, going to the theater is like a very dissociative experience for me. I'm like, I'm in the box where I dissociate. It's the dissociation box. I better like what's going on. Man, that lighting though, that looked real good. I'm stealing this design for my world building project, by which I mean I'll give you credit on the world building project if you let me use this design.
Of course, yeah. No worries.
Need a little flashlight. Wow, guys, y'all, they're coming for y'all in the chat right now.
Uh-oh. Oh, all right.
It has a little flashlight.
Oh, God.
Disrespectful.
They're not coming for me. They're coming for Az. I'm
Oh,
in a
they're
really
always
spot
coming
right
for me,
now.
though. I'm used to it by this point.
Whoa, easy there, bud. Don't bend over in front of the camera.
Hey,
My goodness.
Was it terrible?
Wrong screen.
Clip that,
Was-
everybody. No, I'm
was
kidding.
it
Don't-
horrific?
Please don't click that.
I will find you and delete everything.
Don't make anybody feel bad, okay? We're here to spread the love.
All right, guys.
And,
So, Axion, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was really, really cool. It was interesting
They're
talking
the
to you.
yeah, gosh,
You are you are always welcome back anytime. So
oh hell yeah, I'll totally come hang because that was really fun to watch.
awesome! I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'll come and watch everybody else too. If
I'm
I can.
gonna do like a high res render on it, and then I'll send it over to you. And
Oh hell yeah, I'm so excited! Thank
Yeah.
you.
no worries. So
It's gonna be good.
Would you like me to spout the information?
by all means, please do.
Hi, everybody. You can't see me, and this is really sad, but you can listen to my voice, and that's okay. So, thanks for watching. This will be up on YouTube. So far, we have, I think, 3 sets up on YouTube where we do the interview where you can listen in the entire time, or you can watch the time lapse and basically watch the entire interview in 10 minutes. Basically, kind of, it's good background shit. Yeah. So thank you guys for following and all that. We're really close to affiliate. I feel like we're gonna get it this week, hopefully. So that'll be nice.
Here's
Awesome.
hoping.
Fingers.
We're at what, four more follows, right?
I think it's 7.
7 more follows.
More
7 follows. That's not a
follows.
lot. We can do it.
Yeah.
We can definitely
Yeah.
do it.
But yeah, all the links are down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I've probably edited this out, so I'm probably not even talking to anybody. All the links and stuff are down below. And if you go into the YouTube, everything's in the description. If you find somebody that you really like during the interview, all of their links will be in the description and all that, and you'll know exactly where to find them.
Yay!
Yeah, so
they're professionals up in here, you guys.
yeah, right. So Axion was today. Tomorrow was Karen, the 12th, and the 13th will be Shinto Studios.
Oh, cool.
He is actually making a return. He was actually our first guest.
He was our
at the
very first guest,
beginning. Yeah, like a
Nice.
month ago. So
Mhm.
that's exciting. I can't wait to see what he's up to. He's been working on a lot of VR
Yeah.
tabletop stuff.
I
Oh,
understand.
cool.
I understand he's actually got a pretty major announcement about Tavern Tip.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's one of the
hell
reasons
yeah.
why he asked to come back onto the show. So I'm really, really excited to see what that game has been getting updated a lot. So gonna be really.
He's working
Can I-
hard.
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
Hell yeah, brother. I'm glad we're all in this together, dude.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Sorry that the setup is kind of funky, but we're making it work. Thanks, COVID, you fucking asshole. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Love you guys. Stay safe. Stay creative. See you next time.
Hello, my name is ConsoleRequired, and welcome to the outro. Please be sure to follow all the links down below. Follow all of our cast members as well as the interviewees. That will also be left in unedited. You're damn right, because I'm the editor. I can do what I want. So watch this. I can end it right now. Oh, I didn't. Please be sure to join the Discord and all that, and be sure to tip your waiter some shit. I don't fucking know. I'm fucking out of here.